Good day, everyone. My name is Rizia May Soto, and together with my co-researchers, Christine Lagahit and Carlos Flores, we are going to discuss our outline proposal, which is entitled Stressors of Criminology Students During COVID-19 Pandemic. In the late 2019, an illness, which is called COVID-19, has broke out in the nation of China, and later on it rapidly spreads across to the world. The World Health Organization, or the WHO, declared the incident as a public health emergency of international concern. As such, to prevent the large-scale spread of the disease, the government in every nation were tasked to postpone the work activities and advises to civilians to start working from home to avoid from contacting the said disease, which also includes all schools that ranges from preschool to universities. This event is making the individual stressful and apprehensive due to brutality rate of the said disease and to its related factors such as the economic instability, unemployment, anxiety, and insecurity. As the pandemic continues, it is now normal for individuals to experience a wide range of thoughts and feelings. Thus, the aim of this paper is to know what are the stressors that affects the students, specifically the criminology students of the University of Mindanao. So, the next slide, this is our theoretical framework. The study is anchored by Cooper's theory of stress, which is introduced in the year 2000, where he stated that stress is a continuous cycle where various stressors produce stress and that some stress affects stressors positively. However, different sources of stressors among the college students affects them differently, which increase the chances of failing their academic performance. There are factors that are perceived as stressors, and one of it is relationship with family or friends. The next one is our conceptual framework, where you can see in figure 1, it presents the variables of the study, where we could see that our dependent variable, which are the stressors, and with the use of an arrow, it points to our independent variable, which are the criminology students, which we could perceive that stressors has an effect or is clearly affecting the criminology students. The dependent variable, which are the stressors, has the following indicators: relationship and academic life, isolation, fear contagion, and global stress.
Good day, I'm Kairos Flores, and today we are going to tackle about the research objectives. Research objectives. The study aims to ascertain the stressors in the terms of relationship and academic life, isolation, fear contagion, global stress. In addition, it's also established the significant difference in the stressors when respondent or criminology student will be grouped according to age and gender. The hypothesis is that there is no significant difference on the stressors when the respondent are grouped according to age and gender.
Good day, Ma'am and Sir. My name is Christine D. Lagahit, and now I will discuss the research subject, research instruments, research designs and procedure, and statistical tools to be used in our study. First, I will discuss the research subject. The respondents of the study are all criminology students that came from University of Mindanao who experienced stress during COVID-19 pandemic. The respondents could withdraw their participation in the survey if they feel some discomfort while answering the questionnaire or for whatever reason. Their withdrawal would not constitute any fine penalty, or accountability, but the researcher would respect it. The researcher understood the importance of the respondents' free and informed decision. Therefore, the participants could withdraw their participation anytime without fear of coercion or any charge in judicial or quasi-judicial bodies. The welfare of the respondents was always the primordial concern of the researcher. Next, I will discuss research instruments. The researcher adopted a standardized questionnaire downloaded from the internet. Authors already used these questionnaires in the research, so these were valid questionnaires already. Considering that these have gone with pilot testing and content validity testing. The questionnaires on stressors of students during COVID-19 pandemic was from Zorlo, Delia Volta, and Valion 2020. The questionnaire on stressors of the students during COVID-19 pandemic had the following indicators: anxiety, depression, somatization, obsessive-compulsive, interpersonal sensitivity, hostility, phobic anxiety, paranoid ideation, psychoticism, and Global Severity Index or GSI. In answering the survey, a 5-point Likert scale guided the respondents and their choices. This scale measured the respondents' degree of agreement to each item in the questionnaire: 5 for very high, 4 for high, 3 for moderate, 2 for low, and 1 for very low. In addition, a rating scale became the basis for interpreting the data. Below is the scale for stressors of students during COVID-19 pandemic. It has a range of means, description, and interpretation. As we can see, these are the range of mean, descriptive level, and interpretation. First, range of mean of 0.20 to 5.00, in which its level is very high, and its interpretation means that criminology students are extremely stressful during COVID-19 pandemic. Next is 3.40 to 4.19, in which its level is high, and where its interpretation means that criminology students are very stressful during COVID-19 pandemic. Next is 2.60 to 3.39, in which its level is moderate, and where its interpretation means that criminology students are moderately stressful during COVID-19 pandemic. Then 1.80 to 2.59, in which its level is low, and where its interpretation means that criminology students are somewhat stressful during COVID-19 pandemic. Lastly is 1.20 to 1.79, in which its level is very low, and where its interpretation means that criminology students are not at all stressful during COVID-19 pandemic. Next is I will discuss the research design and procedure of our study. This research used the descriptive survey method, which determined the prevailing condition and relationship required to better assess the status. Furthermore, it gives an adequate and more accurate understanding of the findings from which the researcher based their analysis and interpretation. Correlational research method, on the other hand, is a research method which explores associations between variables without controlling or modifying any of them in a correlational research design. The intensity and or direction of the relationship between two or more variables is represented by a correlation. And the descriptive and correlational research methods is appropriate for the study, since the purpose of the study is to know the stressors of criminology students during COVID-19 pandemic. In gathering the data, since still we are restricted to have an intimate face-to-face distribution of survey questionnaires due to restrictions and prohibitions being implemented in different community as for guidelines in COVID-19 pandemic. The researcher will ask permission first to the Dean's office for the study to initiate. The researcher will distribute Google Drive link to their friends through Facebook and any other social media accounts to respective respondents comprises of criminology students from University of Mindanao. Lastly, I will discuss the statistical tools will be used in our study. The following statistical tools will be used in the treatment of data. Mean will be used to determine the level of stressors of students during COVID-19 pandemic, while the analysis of variance ANOVA will be used to determine the significant difference in the stressors of criminology students during COVID-19 pandemic by age, gender, and educational background. And that's all, ma'am and sir. Thank you for listening in our outline defense of our study entitled Stressors of Criminology Students during COVID-19 Pandemic.